Welcome to Impact Tech Studio. I'm Arjun, and today we're joined by Harsh Agrawal, founder of TechKareer, a platform addressing the tech hiring gap in the new tech landscape, essentially driven by AI. We will be exploring his journey from engineer to entrepreneur, the challenges shaping tech recruitment, and his vision for building a global talent marketplace. Let's dive in.
Hi, Harsh. Welcome to the Impact Tech Studio podcast. We at Impact Tech Studio are building a group of amazing entrepreneurs who are solving for meaningful problems of scalable problems of economies. Looking at that, we wanted you to be a part of this ecosystem and wanted to interview you and get your story out in the okay, so we'll get your story out. Okay. uh, let's talk about Harsh is a tech entrepreneur and the founder of TechKareer, a platform connecting global startups with top tier talent. Before founding TechKareer, Harsh worked as a software engineer at Avalara, where he gained hands-on experience with technologies like Elasticsearch, Spark, and Scala. This is what his profiles tell us. But apart from that, he is far more deep into technology as well as the ecosystem than we can speak in this introduction. He also has co-founded DevKit, an AI-powered developer tool which garnered over 8,000 signups a long time back. He's a fellow at Z Fellows as well. But apart from that, he is also a constellation of products now and solutions. So would love to invite him to discuss about his startup and tell us what his products are. So give us an introduction of what all products do you head, what kind of products have you built, what is your vision with those products, and what are you solving?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me again. This is an absolute honor because I have seen multiple of the previous podcasts. I think around six, starting from 6 months back. But I think and having seeing myself be as a guest on the podcast is an absolute honor. I didn't think this would happen so soon. So thank you so much for having me again. My journey, and I'll also, I think, taking again a moment to thanking you for being such an amazing mentor for the last year. My journey overall has been I dropped out of college, then worked at corporate for 2 years, worked at startups for 2 years, and now on my third entrepreneurship stint. And I feel this is the one that will keep running forever.
Amazing.
Um, so in the first and the second entrepreneurship stints, I worked on this product called DevKit, which was an AI powered developer toolkit. So
Right.
as a developer myself, when I worked in corporate and startups, I felt a lot of the developer tools are scattered across the web, the browser, the command line interface. So I wanted to bring the common tools that developers use in a single place in order to save them time. So that was the V1 that I launched. And then the V2, when ChatGPT and when the APIs all came along, then
Mm,
we added a lot more features. All of the tools that we had, we made them much more powerful,
mm,
and we added a complete new set of features.
mm,
Claude Canvas was one of the most popular AI features back in 2023. We actually had an early version of that in DevKit. This was like Claude Canvas before Claude Canvas.
mm,
So people could generate code, see preview of that code alongside their browser, so which helped people to prototype software faster. And when DevKit was at its peak, we did a really good launch on Product Hunt. We were in the top 10, and then in the launch week, after the launch week, around that same month, we got DMs from Sequoia, A16Z, and Techstars. So I think that was an amazing moment for me because something that we built, from my home in Faridabad got global attention.
interesting.
Uh, VCs from top tier funds were like dropping DMs, and I had really good, amazing calls. That was a great learning experience for me. And I think our whole vision with that is to help all developers around the world build things faster because as a developer, a lot of your time just goes into mundane tasks, and that's not great for everyone. I think just reducing the time spent on those mundane tasks so that you can build better technology was our whole guiding principle, and it is still is. But along, right, entrepreneur's journey is long. So you find an idea that you love, but then you sometimes find something that you love even more, and you feel you are a better fit for. And I think that's how tech career came along. And my journey in Defcade was also super helpful in starting up Tech Career. So Tech Career is a platform where we help companies around the world hire the best talent. I started this from very, it started interestingly very accidentally. I was helping my friends who were looking for jobs get hired, and interestingly, my founder friends were also looking for people. They were looking to hire. Had very early teams. They wanted to hire an intern, or somebody had just raised around. They wanted to hire one full-time person. So I was able to help connect the people I knew from my experience of running DevKit, my network, my audience, and then connect with them. The friends I made along the journey as being a founder. I think I was able to help connect both of these parties. The developers I got to meet through my founder journey, and the founders I made befriended along the journey. And then I was able to add value to both of these parties, like candidates, in the sense that they are some of them are getting their very first internship, and founders are hiring their very first team member, which they know comes from a referral, which they know they can trust. So I saw that value was being added, and I did this pro bono. Just I was loving this process. And then around the same time, I was into a job, and I was getting opportunities to manage a team and also extend our team. I was taking a lot of interviews. So I think combining all of these things together, I built up enough confidence over a time to go venture out and do recruiting as a full-time business. And that's when Tech Career started last year, 2024 April. And since then, we have had an amazing time. We have held 20 plus companies across USA, Dubai, Singapore, India, hire, build their teams, primarily focused towards engineering because I come from an engineering background, but also across design, marketing, and more. This has been a very fulfilling journey and will continue to go on to help connect the best talent with the best companies to push humanity forward, and also help people improve their means of livings and get themselves a brighter future.
So as you see the flow of current job market and the shift from traditional full stack development to a little bit of a uh, edit into the whole situation called the AI part of the whole game, which has become a trend, as well as it has started showing some traction from the hiring side as well now. Earlier it was a trend, now it is becoming something of a sustainable change, which is going to literally change the way you look at how you were getting into the market and looking for a job, right? This might have caused some challenges, and how do you come in this whole picture and support that challenge, and you get that challenge sorted? So what is the challenge as per you when you see this situation which has just arrived? And I think looking at my side as a silent observer of what all you have done and how you're building it from a distance, it looks like you're at the right time doing the right thing. Now the book is in your hands. Now you read the book and tell me what is the right time, what was the challenge, and how did you become that enabler? So how are you an enabler as a product in tech career? Yeah.
Right. I think hiring I think the whole hiring thing has a lot of angles to it. There is this side of how we can help candidates look for jobs better, match them to the right companies, and also companies helping them don't miss out on valuable candidates. Um, and I think you have to use AI in the very right way. If you completely rely on AI, then hiring has a lot of nuances.
Hmm.
Um, so our approach is, we are still semi-automated. We don't say that we are completely 100 powered by AI. We do have AI in our pipeline, but we also have human checks so that we make sure that we don't miss out on any great talent. So I think our whole thing is to don't let AI control completely, and that's how also all professionals should look at using AI. We had the whole software boom, and we had all the technology boom, and people in short terms, yes, people were scared that the new built software will take away their jobs. But I think the market is cyclic, the whole life is cyclic. Um, Definitely in the short term, people fear the things, how what will happen in the future, but eventually, if not in 6 months, in 1 hour, in 2 3 years, people get used to things. Everybody gets to be familiarized with the new tools. The new tools get added to the curriculum, training programs come up, boot camps come up, and retrain everything. So I think we see AI as a tool, yet another tool, just like Microsoft Excel came up, PowerPoint came up, other kind of SaaS software automations came up. People need to be educated to use these to improve their efficiency, and then at some point it will just become a mainstream tool, just like Excel. Everybody would be expected to use it, and everybody would know it. And and I think our job would still be there. We would still be have to use this AI as another tool to help candidates and companies find their best match, see who is the most qualified for whatever opening is there. And I think our guiding principles for to pitch companies is the best quality, because we specialize in engineering. So we are also building our knowledge base of finding, okay, this is what a great junior engineer looks like, this is what a great mid-level engineer looks like, this is a good senior level engineer looks like. So as you add more and more data points, the accuracy of your AI system gets better. So we are also building those systems out to help us scale in the long run. To just whenever 1,000 applicants come up, we can filter out for the top ones, but we still make sure that any we don't get any false positives or false negatives, and then we make sure to do the best job, which the founder themselves might not have the time to do so. Also, like if you go at traditional corporates and if you see the recruiting teams, even if especially for tech hiring, even the recruiting team still is like doesn't have that same domain knowledge. So
Hmm.
that's why we chose to specialize in tech hiring. Because I have a tech background, we are able to look for signals for strength in technical expertise better,
Right.
and that's what we are training our team, our technical systems to look for whenever an applicant comes. And that's why we have a very good hit rate. Almost every company that we help with, they end up giving an offer to the candidates we recommend them.
So, what has been the percentage of success for you for the number of introductions vis-a-vis hiring?
I would say in terms of a company coming to us, we engaging with them, and they giving an offer would be close to 95%.
Right.
But often candidates end up um, having like in one cases somebody chose to ended up doing a startup. They got the offer, but they decided, hey, I want to do a startup. In some cases the candidate ended up joining another company because they were offer shopping. Because of that, our percentage of the candidate
Yeah,
joining a
so net
company,
hiring. So net hiring is
yeah,
the number I wanted
net
to.
hiring
Because
would be close to net hiring would be close to, I would say, 85%. So almost
So
every
calculate it over a period of 3 months, right? So first 3 months in your HR profession, the people take as probation period or something like that.
right,
And
right,
agreements also work like that. If anything
right,
goes awry, then you can always replace them with somebody else, right?
right,
That
right.
replacement clause also kind of works for recruitment. So does it work on your platform as well, the replacement clause? If
Yeah,
it
we have a shorter window because our pricing is um, 50% lower than what traditional agencies
right,
charge.
right.
So our period is shorter, but yes, our average for time for the candidate for staying is still similar. So yeah, I think our net hiring rate is again, I think 85%.
which is amazing. So at 85%, your numbers are really high. So your efficiency to get the right understanding between two stakeholders is really moving in the right direction, where you're able to get 85% of all the understanding matched between two guys, which is a very high rate. You are spending less because you are obviously going through lesser churns while you're looking at the wastage, the leaks of your process. So your leaks are also lesser than, I think, the industry average of HR. Do you know what is the industry average of selection versus this number that we've reached out to? It might be around, for me, I think what it might come down to is a 55 to 60%. What is your opinion about
Yeah, I think that is one of my, I feel, personal shortcoming is that I don't go do a lot of market research. I think I pick on problems that I feel personal to me, and I just try to do my best.
right?
Um, but yeah, I think yeah, I mean, a lot of the companies that we help with, they have tried an agency in the past and it has not worked out for them. So
Right.
I believe our rate would be much higher with them. That's why many of our clients come back to us after 9 months to hire more folks. We have really good repeat rates and referral rates. In some cases, A has referred us to B, B has referred us to C. And then, and I mean, in some cases, the synergy is so great that we angel invested in one of the companies we were hiring for. So I think I think I just value more than the numbers, the relationships that we build, the experience I get to have with
Mm.
both the candidates and with both the companies. So I think, I mean, definitely from a business standpoint, I should have a better hold on the numbers, but for me, I think it's all about making an impact and building relationships. So that's been my priority. But I think yes, we are doing better than the industry average. Because whenever I talk to companies, they have a hard time working with traditional companies, which also makes sense because they don't have the same grip on at least the technical hiring as we do because of our automations, because of our background.
Right. So you become that SME in the middle as a advisor for the right kind of hire for them as a company. And there is also one challenge. So any founder who's into the tech space is looking for very specific requirements for their product, right? And many a times at the startup level, they might not sometimes know what they actually need. So at that flow of the startup's journey of understanding who to hire, maybe they're in the market with the wrong kind of stack that they're looking for and the wrong kind of candidate. And do you have you ever encountered such situations as well?
I think most cases, when they companies are looking to hire engineers, they already have some amount of the product built out, so they already have a stack.
Right.
We try to match their complete requirements. Like I think for early stage companies, they're very, concerned about budget and how soon a candidate can join. So we specifically look for that. If can we, um, and in case if they've allocated more than what we feel, we can get them a really good candidate in a much more shorter budget range. We try to focus on that because we want to help the companies, especially early stage startups, uh, conserve their runway because that's the most important thing. You don't know when your next round is going to get closed, and we don't want you to overspend. So we try to help companies conserve their runway and make the best ROI on their budget.
Mhm.
So that's I think that's especially keeping quality and ROI for us, because I mean even though our commissions are based on the the final CTC offered, but are because I look at it at myself that if I had to hire the same person, would I hire them or not? So for us, I think more than the requirements, because most technical hiring requirements are standardized. They have their specific tech stack, so we don't have to do a lot of refinement in there.
Mhm.
If a company says that we know what to
The
look for.
requirement you get, and the market is not able to cater to those requirements
Mhm.
from the product, so they come to you through referrals, and that's where you're building your brand slowly, slowly, one client at a time, right?
Right.
That's what you're doing. Okay,
I
so
think.
Sorry.
I mean, referrals are second biggest channel, and for me, Twitter has been a game changer
Amazing.
because I have built an audience over there over time. Now I'm close to like 13K followers there. So most of our clients, I think if I had to distribute it, 60% of our clients come from Twitter. They just DM us. They mention that can you help us with their hiring? Then we understand the requirements a bit more, and then the engagement process starts off, and then we help them with their hiring. And
Right.
30% has been referrals. Friends who started their own companies, have been lucky to help them. And then 10% comes from LinkedIn. So in our case, Twitter, referral, and LinkedIn are the three main channels for us.
Right. So you're basically concentrated now across the world. So you basically deal with any startup which is in your ecosystem and knows about you. You can cater to their requirements, either remote jobs or you can do on campus as well, right?
Yes, yes. Yes. With remote jobs, you have the benefit of, finding talent across the geographies. It becomes slightly less restrictive. But again, I think as an early stage startup, having the team together in one place is just better for synergy. And
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's all about a startup is all about improving your odds of success, right? So I believe yes, having your team at least in the first second year in person can be a really game changer because all of you feel you are on the same mission, and then it's high energy. But yeah, I think but if you already have experience of working remotely, you can guide the whole team. You can hire a remote team. It's just that I think as a first time founder, you might have a hard time running a company remote. As a first time founder, I believe it will be better to have the team in person because you are also for the very first time learning how to hire and build and manage a team.
Mhm.
So I think this is a study we want to do, independent study we want to do how people's experiences are running things remote, running things in person. Some of my friends have in person teams, some have remote teams. So, but yeah, I think yes, that's I think. But yeah, we cater to both the sides. If whether you're hiring for remote, whether in person, it's
Mhm.
all about. I think in a way, I see it as a data engineering problem. Hiring, you have to create a lot of a funnel, a big funnel of applicants. Then look for the right features in
Mhm.
each of the applicants, and
Mhm.
then filter for those, and then refine those further through interviews, and then you finally land on the perfect fit which you can recommend to the company, and then they get hired.
So when you look at your traditional recruiting platforms, right, the ones that we hate a lot, uh,
Mhm.
so how do you compare against them, and what is your USP that makes you the brand to go with for tech hiring?
I would not say anything against them. Traditional platforms are there for a reason, and they are a necessary evil. LinkedIn has built this amazing distribution, and LinkedIn, everybody knows, is their
Right,
virtual CV.
right,
So we also use these traditional platforms to do our sourcing.
right,
I think I see it from the perspective of the founder or the hiring manager.
right,
They just want really good people for their team to interview. When they go out to hire, they put a job post on LinkedIn, they get 1,000 applicants. When they go on Well Found, they get again 1,000 applicants. Then filtering out from these 2,000 applicants, finding the best match is a very time consuming problem. As a founder, you might not have the time. As an even an early stage startup founder team member, you don't have the time because you have to, engineer time is very valuable
mhm,
for every startup founder because they usually get paid a lot. So you want to make sure that their time does not get spent in hiring a lot. So that's why it's best if you can afford to outsource it to someone like us because we with our systems built in, with our intuitions, automations built in, we can do that process of finding the best fit from those 1,000 2,000 applicants much faster. So I think it's about the quality. It's about, rather than going through 1,000 applicants, 1,000 resumes, you can just go through 5 or 10 high quality people who have already created that you can right away interview. So it's all about, I think, moving through the hiring cycle faster. And time is money, right? So if you finish your hiring, which was scheduled for like budgeted for 2 months in within 2 weeks, then you save on a lot of time for yourself. And then all of the time save compounds. You hire the better person faster. You can build a better product faster. So I think quality and then pricing is something that we focus on.
Right. So, coming back to that same question of, I would like to call it the time and the right moment for gaining momentum for a new way of looking at how to build products, right? So this is where you stand currently, and there is a challenge in the mind of a number of stakeholders. So one challenge is from the job seeker who has just freshly come out of a university, and he's just wondering that, did I take those electives that are now needed? Did I do those courseworks that I was supposed to do to get into the now market, right? And on the other side, the other stakeholders are really uh, looking at, as you can see, there's a lot of restructuring happening across the board for the kind of employees who were just on the bench, for example, right? Now, those kind of positions and those kind of companies are now letting people go at a very fast rate and a very high rate. What is your opinion? What is the challenge from the job seeker side that you are solving?
I think from the job seeker side, it's the I think the whole restructuring of companies due to AI and everything. We want to play a role in that, but as a recruiter, we can only a very limited play role at the moment because um, I mean our goal is to find who is the most qualified, who can fit into a company's position. But I mean we also the larger goal is to, I mean, also train people for the new skills. So
Hmm.
we are trying to design a course that can help at least engineers get equipped with the new modern skills,
Hmm.
learn AI engineering, how to build call APIs, build a single agent, multi-agent systems to, I think all of these skills, we do AI engineer hiring. All of these skills are in demand. So we also want to build courses for in-demand skills that can help people upskill for these new requirements. So as a recruiter, yeah, I mean, we have to be really concerned for the company's requirements. Our primary stakeholder is still the company that we are helping hiring for. But we still want to play a larger role and help candidates also train themselves better.
Hmm.
We are moving towards that role in slow tiny steps. We built out a AI resume reviewer that anybody can just put their resume in and then get very detailed feedback. Most resume reviews, there are influencers who would charge you just like 1,000 2,000 rupees just for doing like a 30-minute call to review a resume.
Right.
But we wanted to make that resume review, which is especially for like people still in college or newly graduated who want to get the resume reviewed in a very professional manner. So whatever hiring we have done based on all of those hiring experiences, we've built out this detailed resume reviewer which judges you based on, how well you have written your work experience, how
Hmm.
well are your projects described, do you have links to them, is the project working or not. So I think that is one tiny step that we have taken towards helping job seekers apply to jobs better. They can come in, drop in their resume and get detailed feedback. And I think for us the next steps are to venture out in building courses for
Hmm.
specific skills. There
Hmm.
are a lot of these specific skills that colleges are great. They build your foundations in data structures, operating system, the core subjects an engineer needs. But on the job you need a lot of specific skills like how to use a terminal, how to use Git, how to you deploy applications in a reliable manner and monitor them. So one of the next steps is to design a course for these key essential skills that any engineer needs. These are like non-AI skills that every engineer needs, but still, because they don't fit into a traditional college curriculum, they don't know these skills, but the industry needs them. So we're building a course that helps people upskills in these skills, and then post that, our goal is to build the modern skills any AI engineer needs to be ready for the AI age. So we are moving towards, I think, accessibility, improving, help people land better jobs, but that's one step at a time. We have to juggle again the other responsibilities of making sure the hiring pipelines remain smooth. But we are taking steps towards this goal too.
Right. And looking at your flow of finding the employees, the right employees towards the right organization, what are the type of industries that these organizations are from? So, what are they actually creating for? So, give me an understanding of who are your clients and in what industry or vertical do they contribute their products? Right.
Most of our clients are SaaS based software. I think, uh,
Okay.
yeah, they use AI somewhere in the pipeline. A large portion of our clients use AI in their pipeline. If I can recall, and I think it's across consumer and B2B. We have held like a merchant of record startup. They are building Stripe. Stripe is not accessible to Indian
Right.
business owners.
Right.
So they have to build out an alternative. It's called Dodo Payments. So they're building sort of the Stripe for India. Anybody who wants to become like an independent digital product, who wants to start a SaaS, can now sign up for Dodo Payments. So we help them hire a marketing lead.
Right.
Um, so I think it is spread out. We have some B2B startups like this. So Dodo Payments are very B2B focused. They are onboarding, people who have built a SaaS, who already have a SaaS at a high annual run rate, but they want to get better margins, tax automated for them. So Dodo Payments help you with that. Um, Taking a different totally category, we held a startup called Driflix, started by a Stanford graduate. It helps creators build AI generated videos. So it's sort of this, again, I would say not completely B2B, but still I think they have higher price points. So it helps creators with the help of AI create better videos that they can share with their audience.
Right.
And then, taking one more example, we held this startup called Lupa AI. They help business owners create marketing videos using AI, marketing content for Twitter, LinkedIn, and all of these places.
Right.
So I mean, it's spread out across a lot of industries. We are helping now two startups at the moment. One is called Fair AI, which helps traders automate crypto trades. So there's a huge part of crypto is trading. People like
Right.
to speculate on stocks and everything. So this is again sort of consumer focused startup which helps people do better trades. And the other one, we are helping a health tech company which is doing sort of these cancer research projects, cancer detection projects. So it's all across the board, some really consumer focused, some really business enterprise focused. Yeah, and I think it's been great. I think every company has their unique mission, and we get to be a part of that, and helping them succeed faster. So that's been our
Yeah.
driving force.
Yeah. So, looking at that, the driving force also for you is that the next 10 to 15 years, there is just up and up for everything technology in India. There's a lot and lot of energy in the UK as well to move the boat with India, and a lot of products are raring to be introduced into any fund that comes into the UK, and they are very happy to get introduced. And the UK funds are very happy to get introduced to these people because they have been given a big fund by the UK government to get businesses to establish in the UK and create
Okay.
jobs, right? And I know a number of people now who are actually working in that domain and trying to help people to get. So I got one startup which I'll be interviewing next after you, and she is now into an accelerator for bars which are good for menstrual cycle of women. I just got them introduced. The next week, she was into that incubator program with HSBC. She's just doing
Okay.
she just went in, she just went into that accelerator, and now she's in the mode of flow that she wanted. But these are things that are now opening up, and you're at the right time doing the right kind of impact for the right kind of industry. where everything will now, and as you are telling me, because you are helping in the core of the technology domain of any business. So everything that moves towards a structured approach of looking at what product should be on for me, for the consumer, either B2C or B2B. Majorly you are B2B. Obviously that creates a more stable kind of sustainable growth for you. And that is where the real innovation also stands. B2C, obviously, everyone likes to talk about B2C, but yes, those domains are very specific, and B2B gives you a sustainable long term analysis of it. And looking at the market of India, you're already in the right zone. So, kudos to you. Looking at where you are, God bless that you move in the right direction in the way you are working. And whatever your ask is from any connect or anything, you can always raise that point with me. I will always try my best, and I will become your extended team whenever you want me to become.
I mean,
Apart,
you already did help us, if you remember, right? You already referred us with Go Dating, and I think working with their founders was an amazing experience. Helping, again, I think, they are also on a great mission, helping people find their match through events, and we were able to help them find a product manager, and he's also very happy working with them, and they're also very happy. So this just creates,
so
these really
I know a
amazing.
number of people now in the UK as well. So now, because being in those domains where I have just met some guys who are working on large scale products, they're always very, very sad about the talent that they get. Obviously, that is the main thing anyone can ask for, right? Any
Right,
business stands on the pillars of what you have hired, right? So that is the main task of any co-founder, and everyone is crying, and everyone in India is crying everywhere. This is the question of where is my technology? How should I reduce my costs by getting efficiencies into the thing? My customers' experience or my stakeholders' experience should increase. Yeah, but my cost should go down. To
right.
do that, there is only one way to do it, and that's technology. And you stand in the middle of it to get an ecosystem of people to get introduced to these people, right? So I could always be your extended arm in this country as well. So if you want, I can just talk about your services to people, and we could build that relationship together as well, right? So that is true. Apart from that, so give me your understanding of your 3 years from now and 5 years from now. So give me now your as a startup of tech career, how do you see it? What is your roadmap, and what do you see happening in the next 3 years? So which is today is 2025, so 2008. So by 2028, what will be your vision for 2028? Where does tech career stand on that day? What is it achieving? What are you manifesting?
Right. Um, I mean, I think this is a good time. Then I guess I'll just bring up my mission and vision statement, right?
Yeah.
This it is also public on our techcareer, .com/mission and vision. So I think the whole goal has been, the guiding principle has been that um, all of us humans spend like two-thirds of our lives working. So we should be working at places which bring us the most joy,
Right.
because you have to work, right? I mean, I have tried enjoying myself for like weeks on straight, but it gets boring at some point. Humans derive joy from working on hard things and then celebrating that. So everybody has to work, even if you see the best, most richest people in the planet, right? Elon Musk. I mean, he could very well just go out on his yacht and enjoy for weeks on straight, but true happiness for him comes from doing hard things, help us push humanity to an interplanetary species and everything. So I
Right.
think my whole mission is to like help more and more companies, more and more candidates find their best match, so that the two-thirds of the time they have on this planet is spent in the most efficient manner, most happy manner.
Hmm.
And I think specific numbers wise, we want to hit like 1 million people in our talent pool by next by the end of next year. And by 2030, we want to be a part of 1 billion people, either through content, educational content, or directly through our services. We want to impact 1 billion people by the end of this decade.
Right, right. And industry is not the point. You are just looking for the connect to. So what is your process? So when you get introduced to ecosystems. So for example, if I get you to an ecosystem of startups, which is very specific to an industry, uh, how is your approach to lead? What do you expect from me to make you go into that ecosystem? So, for example, what happens is like a London Tech Week, right?
Right,
A London Tech Week is the best place to just go in and meet all the funds and all the technology partners for the UK in a year. And if you want to ever come in, you will always find all the cards are useful for you, right? You sit in the center of everything they need. So anyone standing in any corner of that event is useful for your brand, right? One is that, right? Because you're having an ecosystem of amazing developers and engineering talent and marketing talent for tech, which is actually adding value to any startup in a way that they can efficiently hire them at prices which are good for them, which they are. And many times when you're going across the boundaries and going to another country and hiring for them, they have never seen the cost at which you already are hiring for large companies, and they're saying, oh my god, this is too high a cost, but I've hired because Harsh has recommended, right? But in this place, it is called low cost because obviously, how can a person just charge 1,000 pounds from me for a month? How can that be, right? Just
right, right.
and they are
Yeah,
paying
I think
for so
the
conversion
arbitrage
is not
always
there.
exists.
And they
Yeah.
are kind of there is a very bad reputation. One thing that I have found, I'm giving you this insight. I
Okay.
have had a conversation with a number of people in the UK now, and all of them and Canada as well. Okay. I have seen MDs of large corporations who have had a conversation with me on a candid way. They have said, Arjun, you know what happens is we do like the Indian tech scene,
Mm-hmm.
but for us, it is on paper.
Okay.
Because when we hire from India,
Okay.
either through a consultancy or directly, right?
Mm-hmm.
The hiring is not up to the mark to any other South American or European country where we can outsource our jobs to.
Interesting. Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Because even if I am paying lesser for your product designers and coders and engineers, everyone from India, the way they are structured, the way they deliver to our requirements, the way they are professional, right,
Right.
is such a problem for us that we end up paying four times the money that we have paid initially to that employee to get that same work done. I have seen reports coming from my development team. This is a deep conversation I've had with three
Right.
or four people, and they've said my developers have given me these papers where they have just put red marks on every page. This is the error in this code. This is full of red. If it comes from India, it is full of red. When it
Okay.
comes to me from any other country, they actually make sure there's a testing process. There is a process of a person having his own test on his code, and he is more efficient in his code. His code is lighter. Even if I'm paying four times more, I'm actually not recommending anyone to hire. So my clients, when I am consulting for others, so Price Waterhouse Coopers and these companies, when they consult other people, they don't consult for India majorly if the MD is involved in there.
Okay. Okay.
No, because he will put his opinion that I am always getting those papers where the consultancy fee goes up because we are going so many times back with the red marks on the code that I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I want quality for my clients. The client will not respect me if I do not respect him, right? His time is also important. Why is he reviewing so many times? Why are we reviewing so many times? Why is the cost of review going up? So you become that impact. for getting quality to be understood with India right now. This is
Right.
a very big thing. The developer quality of India is only Bangalore and Hyderabad. Why? Because you are not discovering them anywhere else. Even if Bangalore is there, even then, why are other countries winning on us?
Right. Yeah, I think there's this whole discovering gems, part that is left. I mean, I think one of the best hires has been a UPSC aspirant, right? He was in a tech job, but he stopped 2 years to do UPSC. Then he went out again to look for a new job to get back into the tech field, and
Right.
we were able to help him find a job at an HFT firm based in Mumbai. So I think finding these gems, right? They're amazing talent in India, but again, it's a discovery problem for both the candidates and the companies.
Correct.
How does a candidate get to a random company who is still not yet popular on in Mumbai, get matched with them?
Right.
Because he had really amazing relevant experience. He graduated from an IIT. He had some quant experience already, but then he ventured into UPSC, and then he got back into the market. And we were able to we were there at the right time to help them discover this amazing talent from a part of India that they wouldn't, and he wasn't able to discover the company himself. So I think there is it all the day at the end of the day it boils down to quality. I mean, we have held and hiring is a problem for someone who is a fresh out of college.
Mhm.
They raised a small round and they started a company, or someone already seasoned who already even exited companies. I think we have held like student startups to like VC backed startups hire engineers,
Mhm.
and everybody is looking to try a new platform, new medium to hire, because hiring for everybody is a problem, and they did not have like perfect experiences in the past. And that's where we have it come in. We have helped people who have already exited companies in the past, but we have become the bridge to help them find talent, and then they continued that relationship with us because we were able to find them the right match. Because we go deeper into the quality checks. We look for in a fresher, if you're hiring, beyond the beyond just what they studied, you have to look into, hey, did they did any valuable side projects? If they did any projects, did they host them? If they hosted them, if they are live, are is authentication working? Are the core features working? So all of these deeper quality checks is what helps you to find the right match. In experienced candidates, we look for the kind of companies they have worked with. And I mean, there are great engineers at Microsoft, Facebook, but all of them might not be the best for your company, right? Specific domain expertise, or somebody could have coasted at Microsoft, and then they would not be the right fit for you. So you want to prevent all of those things that would happen. Again, I think it all boils down to quality, and that is where we are going. Like, get better and better matches and quality.
Concentrate and you focus on quality. There is a
Hmm.
lot of friction that comes while delivering that anything for quality, right? So there is a major part of that quality is to finding the right client, rejecting a number of them, and then selecting some few to get to the interview cycle. Uh,
Right,
and looking at if somebody wants to say that Harsh is ready to scale his product and scale his services, right? So looking at the scaling of your services and the product, getting you into quality questions, how is your scalability structured right now? So if I say that I give you the whole of UK, right? So I go into
right,
the UK and I keep on talking about you on a continuous basis, and I become your extended selling point that, okay, don't hire from anyone else, just hire for this guy because he's a proven track record and I have some facts to show you, right? If that happens, then will you be able to take care of how much of that work load, and will you be able to take the kind of hiring that this country also needs as remotely or on campus? So on campus might not be your forte, but uh, remote might be something that you might want to do, right?
think on campus it depends. If the companies are, I think if it is cross country visa sponsorship becomes
Right.
a bottleneck. But I think on site also we on site only we face a bit of difficulty. Let's say if the company is new and it's not in a well-known city, like a well-known talent hub, like let's say if you're hiring for Surat, which is more of a manufacturing, diamond processing
So if the
focus city.
conversation is very
Yeah.
clean for me, and I ask the startup or company that if you know the process of hiring for an international client from an
Hmm.
international hire,
Applicant. Yeah.
then the discovery can be handled by Tech Career for you.
Right, right. I mean, if we get 100 companies, we're ready.
Else
We're
is their
ready to handle
responsibility.
hiring for
They
them.
will issue the visa sponsorship. They will do the kind of visa that they have to apply. They can assign a person who can literally give that guidance to the candidate that which category you should apply for and what are we giving you the sponsorship for. So that is something that if they have a structure to it, then you are
Right,
the discovery platform, right, for them.
right. So I mean, we are ready to scale. I mean, that's what we have in the last 3 months. That's what we have focused on. We have built out tools to automatically rank resumes, automatically run AI interviews, send reminders, and run all of that. So I mean, this is what we are getting to. I think we're also building out a self-serve platform that just run it like a product. You come in, you pay a monthly fee, and then you get access to all of our talent pool, and then you can interview anybody. And if you end up hiring someone, only then you pay sort of the regular commission fee. Otherwise, you just pay a very small monthly fee, and you can just try out with very less friction. So we are gearing towards like a self-serve approach completely. Even if a client comes in, we can just show them, hey, here is the portal, you can just subscribe, and then you can automatically it will handle the hiring for you. You won't have to deal with a lot of the manual scheduling or follow-ups. It will handle all of that for you. So that's where moving towards. I think if in the next 2 3 months we have to handle like 100 200 companies, we're ready to jump onto that. That's what we are making system towards, have been designing our system towards. Previously, I think last year, if we had to deal with one opening, it used to occupy like 30% of our bandwidth. Now, if we have to handle one opening, it's just like
Right,
hardly 5 to 10% of our bandwidth.
right.
So all of our tools are getting better, all of our systems are getting better. Um, Now we can spend all of that extra time in just like doing even deeper quality checks, even more comprehensive checks. So I think we are ready to scale. I think getting clients is again, I think onboarding clients is a bigger part. Getting more companies to discover you, trust you as an international brand is the harder part. But I think we are moving towards that slowly. We are investing a lot in content marketing. We'll be running interview series with our alumni, like who found their matches through Tech Career. We want to do like a whole podcast series with these interesting stories, right? People who were really not happy with their last job. They were in a really toxic environment, but then they found a job, and they are like they are partying with their boss on a Saturday. So we have all of these interesting stories, which and I mean, even I partied with some of our we helped some of our customers, so applicants, and it's just like just creating doing something with purpose and making these amazing memories. So I think we are ready to scale. We are just investing um, more across the board in technology, in marketing, to fulfill both sides of the
What is
marketplace
your team
and find
structure?
meta matches.
So what is your team structure? How do you work? So you have permanent hires, you have partners. How do you do it?
I think it's largely run by me and interns at the moment. We have someone who is taking interviews, designing interviews.
Hmm.
What does an AI interview for a Java developer look like? What does an AI interview for front end engineer looks like? So our interviews, they occasionally take interviews themselves, but more often now, now that we have adopted AI interviews, they design what these interviews would look like, and have some sort of randomness, so that applicants who are already familiar with our brand don't try to game the system.
Right.
So I think it's more about now training the AI to do the job. So we have one engineer that takes care of building the front end, the back end. So now with I think just a very lean team, we are able to handle a lot of things because we have AI in the core pieces, and we have spent the time investing into building these core pieces. And once you have the tech ready, the beautiful thing about tech is you can just rerun it with all of the new data and get the output. So for us, I think it has helped us to increase our efficiency by a lot. We don't have to look at every resume manually. We just need to now just make sure of any false positives, any false negatives,
Mhm.
and let the AI come back, take the interview, and report back to us. And we filter out the best, and then they move forward. So yeah, I think with just a lean team of me and two interns and AI, we are able to achieve a lot.
Right. So looking at the last question for my interview would be another simple thing I wanted to know about your product was, uh, so what is the percentage of Indian candidates versus all other countries, and what is the mix in your candidate side, supply side?
We are, I mean, completely focused on India, like helping companies hire from India because India has a lot of potential hiring. Like we have really smart engineers here, so all of our applicants come from India. We do have some amount of applicants, but it's a very minuscule amount, like 1% applicants from other countries. But our clients, I mean, we are intentionally trying to focus to help companies you have proven low, and in India has a lot comes from India at the moment.
Yeah, Harsh, can you repeat that answer, please? Internet was a little bit on a questioning side.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So at the moment, most of our talent pool comes from India. I mean, we are always refining our pitch. So I think our current pitch is help you find the top 1% tech talent from India.
Right.
So we are intentionally focusing on the Indian market, right? I mean, hiring is a very broad market. Um, e- every startup in the world needs to hire. We are specifically playing out on our advantage because we are better tapped into the Indian ecosystem of developers. So helping you to find the best. Sorry. So we do, but on social media, when we put out our brand, right, we get applicants from
Right.
other continents like Africa, United States.
Right.
But then I think at the moment we are just using those applicants. If they apply, we just tell them, hey, we would be expanding to these markets in the future. We are just trying to hyper focus on the Indian market because that itself is a very big market, and that's where 99% of our talent pool is from.
So two things that are very highlighting for your startup is that you are building the brand India for tech, and you are also becoming build in India for the world. So that is amazing to see how India is changing. So it is very exciting times for me as well. Recently, in the last 1 to 2 years, I have found out that excitement has grown like leaps and bounds. I've found so many amazing products and services coming out of India, and they are far ahead of what they are expecting to execute in these countries, other countries as well. So it is already we are ahead in our thinking, and the way we are thinking, we are really now able to create that change that can change economies for the better and help them grow as well. So lovely to have you, Harsh, on this podcast, and wings to you, and wish you all the best. And do send us one flow of your product as well. the way you go into that, how your product looks from inside. So we'll also share it with our audience as well. So pleasure to have you, Harsh. It was a pleasure having 1 hour with you today, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much again. I think this whole podcast was a great looking back at the whole journey of the last 18 months. So thank you so much for again the mentorship, all the support, and all the help.
Amazing, amazing, Harsh. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
That's a wrap on this episode with Harsh Agrawal. His story with TechKareer reinforces that the best startups emerge from lived experiences and genuine problem solving. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Impact Tech Studio. Your support helps us bring more inspiring founder stories to the spotlight. Until next time, keep building with purpose.